I usually have an answer to the question, but this time I'm gonna be quiet. This time, ain't nothing like the feeling of a
Alright, what is up, everybody? This is part 4 to what if Deku stayed quirkless / bionic. So last time where we left off, Deku, Momo, and Katsugi just got done having some fun under the sun. Yeah. But in this part, I'm gonna say, so let's get right into it, because I'm gonna try to do at least 4 other videos today, so let's get this one done. So where we left off, Deku wakes up, sees the aftermath of last night, and he takes a shower, gets cleaned, makes breakfast for everyone in the little compound. Then he leaves to go hunt down some more League of Villains members. And he gets to a high ranking member, and he asks him, "How do you know all this stuff about oh yeah, spoilers up ahead?" So he asks, "How do you know where UA Class 1A is gonna be at all times? Tell me, or we could do this the hard way." And so the villain refuses, and Deku says, "You choose the hard way. Fun for me, sucks for you." So Deku knocks out the villain, takes him back to the compound, ties him up in a chair, and proceeds to torture that man like there is no tomorrow. Jeez. And also, I forgot, but yes, the big 3 have graduated. That is confirmed. They are pro heroes now. So, yeah. Sorry about that. But Deku is torturing him, and he finally says a kid named Kirishima is our spy inside. And Deku's just like, interesting. And like I said, spoilers, apparently Kirishima is the traitor, the UA traitor. So Deku kills the villain, and then he feeds it to the hyenas that he has. Because I am going to say he has hyenas. Because, you know what? Why not? And then he gets on his his hover bike, flies over to UA, and just storms, Alright. So Katsugi left and went back to school. We're going to cut over to her perspective. So Katsugi is in class, talking with Kirishima, and they're just talking because it's break time. It's actually lunchtime. And Kirishima looks out the window, sees a object coming straight towards the building, and he's just like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm gonna say that his headlights are purple, because I love the color purple. And so Bakugo looks outside the window and just like, there's only one person with that color that flies that fast. It's Deku. And as soon as she says that, everybody gets excited because, everybody loves Deku. Like, they all love him there. So he lands on the roof, repels down to the window that they're in, kicks in the window, and just goes over to Kirishima. And I am gonna say he does have superhuman abilities, but he just doesn't have a quirk because he did a bunch of like hard training. He did like some Goku type training. So he picks up Kirishima by his shirt collar and puts him up against the wall, being like, "Why'd you do it?" And Kirishima's just like playing dumb. And being like, "What are you talking about, man? What did I do?" And Deku's just like, "Don't play dumb with me. Or do you want this to be worse?" And Katsugi's just like, Deku, what are you doing? What did he do? And, my god, I keep almost saying Bakugo. Deku looks at, Kirishima and lifts his eye, being like, "So, are you gonna tell everyone, or should I? Because if I do it, I'm gonna end up killing you. If you do it, then they might try to redeem you. So, how do you want this to play out?" And so, Kirishima says, "I am the UA traitor, and I've been feeding information to the League of Villains." And I only found out from YouTube that Kirishima was the UA traitor. I don't know why. So, if anybody knows why, tell me in the comments. But, yeah. So, Deku basically just beats the ever-living crap out of Kirishima. And I know you're probably thinking, well, couldn't Kirishima just use his hardening quirk? He tried. And he did use his unbreakable mode, but it was proven to be breakable. And Deku basically just beats the ever-living crap out of Kirishima. Aizawa finally comes back into the room from his little nap that he was having and sees this. He's like, "Deku, what are you doing?" And everybody's just like, Kirishima was the UA traitor. And yeah, so Deku ties him up, and gives him to Aizawa. And like, "You can find out why he did it. I just needed to punish him. You're lucky I didn't kill you." And so, yeah, Deku then proceeds to leave. And then he finally tracks down All For One. Also, the reason why I'm doing this now is because, yeah, I'm gonna end this series here. This is gonna be the final episode of this series because I've run out of ideas and I kind of want to get to my Gambit one. So, yeah, I'm gonna end the series here with this. So this is the finale. I'm sorry that this is only three episodes, but I also saw that nobody was really like digging this one. So we're gonna have to try again with the next one. And also, we didn't really hit the like goal either. So yeah, not really doing that again until I get like really big. But back to the story. Deku finds the League of Villains base. He goes in, gun blazing. Dabi, Toga, and Stain, they go to separate locations and they hit every single safe house at the same time. So League of Villains have nowhere to hide or run to. And then Deku finally finds All For One in his little bedroom getting healed, and he kills the doctor. As he's walking into the room, he sees Shigaraki in a tube, shoots Shigaraki in the head while he was in the tube. So Shigaraki doesn't get that overpowered shit that he has in the manga now. Sorry for spoilers. But yeah, so he goes over to All For One, and All For One's just like, "What, are you gonna kill me?" And Deku's just like, "Actually, yeah, that's kind of why I'm here." He's like, "But aren't you a hero?" Deku's just like, "No, I am an anti-hero that isn't afraid to kill." So, yeah. So, the legacy of All For One ends there. And when this happens, Momo feels the evil in the world just like disappear, because those two quirks, All For One and One For All, are connected. So she can feel that the presence of All For One has vanished for good. But as we all know, you cannot have light without dark, and you cannot have dark without light. There must always be an equal balance in the world. So, All For One is dead, so that's like main person done over with. Can't really hurt us no more. So, yeah. Deku leaves, blows up the facility, killing all the heightened Nomus and all the Nomus that were in there. And yeah. He goes out for pizza with his fam and his loved ones. And then the next day he turns himself in, because he has committed a bunch of crimes, but he doesn't tell anyone that he was working with to turn themselves in. He's just turning himself in. So Stain is still out there, but he has retired and hasn't been seen for a while. He moved to Mexico. Pass me some tequila. But anyways, so yeah, Deku turns himself in. Mei and Katsugi visit him every day, and his prison sentence, I'm gonna say, I put him at 18. So he his sentence is 8 years and 10 months. So he serves that, and Bakugo becomes the number 1 hero. Momo becomes number 2. Shoto is number 3. And while inside, Deku got like a bunch of tattoos. He's like really, he's still in shape. He still looks like that. And yeah. So he gets out. Oh yeah, and Kirishima served a prison sentence of 6 years, because I'm just gonna say that he was probably forced or whatever. So he did still have to pay for his crimes, but it was not that harsh. And then, yeah, Deku meets up with his wifeys. They go back home. Well, they actually. Oh yeah, also, Koda, Eri, Katsuo, and Katsumi, or Katsuma, all 4 of them are in UA now. Right? No, they're all in high school now. Because when all this was happening, they were still like in elementary and then middle school. And now they're juniors. They're juniors in high school. So, yeah. And then Deku just has kids with Katsugi and Mei. They name them. I'm not about to come up with names. But yeah, so ugh, fuck's that? Nasty. Sorry, there was a spider. Had to kill it. Um, how much time is left? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm just gonna do a little trailer for my next one. My next what if, and that's gonna be what if Deku had Gambit's powers, and that's gonna be the next video I post today if I can get to it, and then probably part 2 and maybe part 3. But so Deku starts off being born, and right away they could already see that he has a quirk because as soon as he comes out, almost, and I'm gonna say that at the start he's already like really strong with his quirk because why not? So stuff starts building up with kinetic energy. I'm gonna say a plastic piece of paper starts building up kinetic energy and explodes. They're just like, oh, okay, he has an energy type quirk, so they just call it more energy 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 manipulation. Jesus. So Deku finds it fun to mess around with playing cards, so he uses those. And then also he takes an interest to hand-to-hand combat and bow staff combat, so he becomes a master at those. But he always did magic tricks in school with his powers, and then Bakugo actually like respects him. And Bakugo isn't really cocky as he is because Deku has basically the same quirk as him, and also it's like way flashier. But he sees that Deku's not being a show off and not trying to boss people around, being like, "Oh, my stuff's stronger than you. You should listen to me." Yada yada yada. So yeah, and once again, I will be going into the backstory of Deku in this one. It's gonna be a somewhat sad backstory. I think it for one episode it's probably gonna be like really dark. Not like dark, like horror movie dark, but I mean like dark as in someone he loves dies. I'm not gonna say who yet, but yeah. But it is gonna be based in college. UA is gonna be a college. And Airy and all that and all of them will make an appearance, but until then, deuce.